Welcome back to the coverage of YCS London 2018. We are live again. This is where it matters the most. We're now in the top 16. So out of those 1,600 and something duelists, only 16 remain. So we dwindled down the field to 1% from the starting number of players. We got two super experienced players again in the feature match area. One of them we've seen before on the greatest stage of them all. Let's bring him in first. In the red corner, we got Ping Chiao. Please come up. Hey Ping, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a very long time.
Yeah, for those who don't know, you won a YCS like it feels back in the days.
It's been a couple of years, I admit, yes.
So back then there was a different format, if I remember. It was like the Dino format, the Rescue Rabbit format.
Indeed, that was the first Dino Rabbit format.
Right. And ever since, what happened? Because I have seen you near the top tables, but I haven't seen you crack the top 8, for example, if I remember correctly.
Well, to put it simply, job.
Okay. Life happened. Life happened. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right. So you're back with a vengeance this weekend at YCS London. Brighton, if I remember, was a little bit smaller.
Brighton was about half the size, quite smaller.
All right.
But this event has been fantastic, so I'm quite happy to be here.
Yeah, how's your weekend gone? What was it like day one? Was it smooth sailing, or did you... smooth sailing? Dom's laughing already. Or was it like a hard fight for you?
Day one was relatively difficult. Losing in round 4 and round 8 put me onto the X2 bracket straight away, right, which meant I have to really fight my way today for the 3 wins just to get in the top 32.
All right, did that extra hour of sleep tonight help a little bit?
Oh yeah, and the fact that I live in London now makes things a lot easier.
All right. I see, yeah. How are you feeling about the feature match now in the top 16?
I'm feeling okay.
All right. Yeah. You seem pretty relaxed. Please have a seat. Sure. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
His opponent came all the way from Italy. He's not living in London. It's Isaiah Modena. Hi. How are you doing?
I live in Italy. So good day.
Yeah. How did you get here? Did you fly over?
To Milan, I fly with in London for this event.
And how long did that take? Several hours, obviously.
Yes, No.
How long were you on the road? When did you leave the house, basically, and when did you end up in London?
Okay, I go to Monday to Italy, and
yeah, it's a very long journey for you. How are you feeling about your event so far? Was day one a little bit easier for you?
Yes, I built a good deck for this event, and I play this future match for a win.
Okay. And how are you feeling about the feature match with the lights and the stage and the players watching you? Are you feeling okay?
Yes, good feeling, good feeling.
All right. We're just about ready to get started. Please have a seat here. You as well. And then we can perform the die roll to see who's going to go first in this match. As a high roll, it's the agreed upon thing. A 6 with 2 dice, a 5 with 2 dice. All right, Ping wants to go first. All right, so the veteran who won an event back in the days is gonna allow to go first. Both these players are about ready. So let's take you guys to the casters, to Dom Galizia, Tom Payne, and they will walk you through the entire match.
Yes, welcome back to YCS London, top 16 match. Tom, how you doing? You ready for this? We're gearing up.
Yeah.
So, 2 familiar players for you. Ping Zhao, as mentioned by Ollie, previous YCS winner, and Isaiah Modena, again, another familiar face for you.
I'm going to say familiar to me because I've been around a long time, and possibly familiar to you because you've been around a long time, but maybe not the newer players would be aware.
I judged the event that Ping Zhao won. So there you are.
Is that why you won?
I'm not sure about that. Talking about familiarity, let's look through the bracket for you, so we can have a look at the other matches that are going on in the event.
I really like this display.
Yeah,
it's
me
great.
too. And I mean, starting up there, Raphael Navin versus Benjamin Robinson. We just had Benjamin on. Raphael's a very well-renowned player.
Yeah,
lots
he
of
won a YCS quite recently.
Indeed. And then we have Zanelli from Italy versus Nielsen. Nielsen again,
a
very
ridiculous number of tops last year. Yeah.
And then
still we got Bowden.
all the way
Joshua
from
Oasters.
Australia, Bodan. And then Joshua, we've featured him already. He seems very, very confident with his deck as well. Moving on, current European champion Luke Parks is up against a fellow Brit, Deluri. Moving over to the other side of the bracket, we have Crocetti from Italy versus Warniak from Germany. Moving up, Tayfun Bayraka from Germany, another familiar face played on
Won the German national championships this year.
and is very prominent
Made
at
it
YCS
to the final
events.
of a couple of YCSs, yeah.
Yep, against Chen from the UK. And then we have Lungman from Sweden versus Siggins from Ireland. And then that brings us
That's
to
our
our
feature
current
match.
feature match for
Well,
you. So we're going to...
Did you plan that?
I'm not going to lie, we did plan that, Tom.
You did plan that. That was
So,
very clever.
Without further ado, let's take you to the feature match table. It's Ping Zhao versus Isaiah Modena. Let's head there now.
So, Ping is playing Trickstar Sky Striker.
Have we featured Trickstar this weekend?
No.
So Trickstar's another new deck type for us in this
Yet another.
top 16 match for you here,
And against a pure Thunder Dragon deck.
which we have seen already, and we have seen how powerful that deck can be.
If I'm
So
going to be honest, the absurd number of search cards in the Trickstar deck might make this a difficult matchup for them, the Thunder Dragons. Because Thunder Dragons obviously have access to Colossus very easily.
okay,
We should probably stop for a second because Ping is got his headphones off, so he might be able to hear us.
okay, let's stop that then. Yeah, but this event, I mean, it's a long time for Ping to be coming back, if you like, and he said that his job seems to be a bit of a hurdle for him, but he's moved back to London. He looks to be the type of guy that has always been in love with Yu-Gi-Oh! Former YCS champion, as Oliver mentioned. Must be that there is something about this game, Tom. It just stays with you.
It's a lot of fun.
It is, and I can speak from personal experience. The people you meet playing this game, they are amazing. I can only say that from my personal experience.
I feel like you're talking about me there.
I am. I'm not going to
That's what
lie.
I feel like.
We go back a long time, but in particular, a lot of the people I've met, very privileged to have met them over the years. The people I work with
And it's
currently.
an event like when you're lucky enough to have a YCS in your own country, you get to see all the people you've not seen for. Like, a lot of people just kind of come out and
honestly,
they just think, "I'll just go to this one. I've not been for a while, but
it's exactly
why
what
not?
you just said.
It's great."
I've been lucky enough to have multiple people come up and want to speak to me that I haven't seen for 6 years, since I stopped TOing, since I stopped judging. It's a great experience, as you say. Without further ado, though, Tom, it is time to get our game on.
Let's get our game on.
We can see Isaiah, his hand has been loaded into the app for us already. Ping's hand is also being loaded in.
That is the most rapid Pot of Desires resolved.
There was no hesitation. He banishes those 10
count to 10.
cards.
He's done that before. It takes me much longer than that to resolve a Pot of Desires. You gotta be careful. You banish 10, but Ping knows he banished 10. I don't want to banish 9 by mistake. He knows he's not going to do that. I've seen him play. He does play very fast.
Yeah, I seem to remember that actually.
No
even
messing around.
Even as far back as the YCS final, because that was an interesting story. Ping, and I hope if someone can correct me, please feel free to chime in and correct me on the chat or in the feed. Ping play tested at YCS Brighton with his friend prior to the event, and then ended up playing him in the final. I think that was how it went down. I'm not 100% sure. It was a long time ago.
That's a pretty nice story.
It is. It's quite the experience, I should imagine. So we see it. Did Ping pass?
Ping did pass.
So
he's passed with a Licorice, 2 Scapegoats face down, and an Ash in hand.
So let's see what Isaiah Modena has drawn. It looks like the Black Luster Soldier, was
A
it?
second Black Luster Soldier. They look like secret rare Black Luster Soldiers to me, which would be
very
pretty cool.
shiny.
Maybe they're not secret. Maybe they're ultra rare. Ah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think back to that event in Brighton. I'm trying to figure out who the finalist was.
We were told it was Nathan Pang.
Nathan Pang.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't remember him, but I'll believe it. We get secret information.
So Nathan Pang was indeed the finalist. I have confirmation for you, and I remember as well playing against Nathan Pang at the national championships.
Huh,
so yeah,
cool.
Again, another player that's been around for a while and has enjoyed the game.
So we're seeing this. I haven't seen 1-for-1 included in so many Thunder Dragon decks. 1-for-1 is a card which has got a history of being this incredibly explosive card.
It was very popular back in the plant format.
Yeah, but in this situation, like anytime there's been level 1 monsters, there has been 1-for-1. But I don't think it's like...
Was it ever forbidden, or was it just limited?
No, it's only ever been limited.
Okay.
It's been limited for a while. So
yeah,
we
very
are going
powerful,
to see the Colossus. Maybe a Summer Summoner first, so we can actually go for double Colossus.
That is a great card name.
It is a great name.
Summer Summoner.
Exactly. So you can resolve the Thunder Dragon Matrix. Is he allowed to use the Thunder Dragon Roar? I think Ping's just pointing out that he can't use the Thunder Dragon Roar. So if you've already used a... So some card effects say you can only use this card effect once per turn. Some cards say you can only activate this card effect once per turn. The first attempt to activate the effect of Thunder Dragon Roar was negated by Ash, I think. But it doesn't matter because Ash only negates effects. It doesn't negate activations anyway. So regardless of whether it said activate or use, you wouldn't be able to use it again.
Fair enough. And I think the judges are just clarifying the situation for the
I
players
think
at
that
the
was
table.
what was banished by Gold Sarcophagus. Let's see what's in his banished. No one's told. Oh yeah, it was what was banished by Gold Sarcophagus, and was then summoned back again by the Dragon Hawk. So yeah, I'm surprised Isaiah
So we're just bringing
know
up the
that.
card text for Ping Zhao, as it looks like the card is in Italian.
So Ping Zhao hasn't actually called a judge. He's just requested the text of the card to explain it to his opponent.
And I think now they're
And now his
talking about the
opponent
fact
has
that,
understood
yes.
it. Honestly, I am quite surprised Isaiah didn't know this.
Yeah, we are in the top 16 of a
Yeah.
YCS tournament.
But hey ho. So he's gonna be able to end on 2 copies of Colossus if that's what he wants to end on, as well as drop at least 1 copy of BLS from his hand. I should probably know all the attributes of the Thunder Dragons better, but I actually don't. Some of them are light, some of them are dark.
It looks like...
Colossus is dark. Some Summer Summoner is light.
What's Titan?
Titan, I think, is light, and Thunder Dragon Matrix is light. So he can definitely drop 1 BLS because the Thunder Dragon Roar is dark. I don't know about Hawk. There's 1. I think Roar is dark, yeah. Oh, Hawk is... Did he just banish a Hawk?
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. What?
There it is, it's light.
It's light. So he can only drop 1 BLS. That's just, you know... Who cares? 1 BLS. It's 2018. How can you only be dropping 1 BLS in a turn?
Tom, I'll leave the deck building
You
and
should
synergy
be dropping
to
at
you.
least like 4. You know, how many times did Michael Fauna summon Armageddon Knight?
I think it was at least 50.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm exaggerating. It wasn't 50.
This guy's
It was
only played
more like 10 or something.
1 BLS. It's just disappointing.
But it felt like 50.
It felt like a lot.
It was like every time we looked up to the screen, it was
He was
Armageddon
summoning it
Knight.
back again, yeah. Okay, so he is gonna try and just push for game. Back to old school Yu-Gi-Oh, where you attack and you think I might have game depending on what my opponent's face downs are. Isn't something you see very often anymore.
No.
But it is not game because we know there's a scapegoat. So
That is a very, very good card. It's been around a long time,
Yeah.
and
he can block either 1 attack or 2 attacks. And he's chosen to just block the 1 and take the extra damage.
would there be a reason for that? Because Scapegoat is obviously very versatile, but
yeah, you'd rather keep the tokens
for
and
your
take the
link
damage.
summoning
yeah,
next turn,
to
right?
make more link summoning plays. It's quite nice. So the mind control is in Ping's hand, which is pretty handy because it can take... normally you just use it to take the Thunder Dragon Colossus to get it off your opponent's field. Oh, I was wrong. You could drop the other BLS. I think dropping the other BLS would have panned out slightly better. It would have left Ping with 1 less token. But yeah, as I said, you can take the... Normally you just take the Thunder Dragon Colossus to get it off your opponent's side of the field. But in this instance, he can take the BLS, banish a Colossus, and then link with it. So he's got
He's got
it
options.
gets rid of 2 cards for 1. which is pretty nice. Is that oh my god.
What did he draw
He
there?
just drew another mind control. He
So-
can take the first BLS, but he can take both BLSs, banish both copies of Thunder Dragon Colossus. That is completely nuts.
It looks like a complete shift in momentum here, if I'm being honest. I don't think
crazy.
Isaiah is going to like seeing the second
Oh
one.
god.
Unbelievable
Hear the
reception
crowd.
from the crowd here. That second one really changing the game here. You're impressed by that.
That was such a crazy draw. Yeah.
And obviously now no restrictions for those search effects.
No, yeah, so it gets rid of all 4 monsters for one, and I think he can now just turn that away, make Boral Sword, and that is that. I mean, he knows he can't attack with the BLSs, right? But yeah, that's going to be a Boral Sword.
Ping is
Summon Candy
furiously
and
summoning
swing for
that
game,
Boral
yeah.
Sword.
That was a crazy draw.
It's an unbelievable play from Ping. That second one, though, that's the real game changer.
Yeah, that was just nuts.
And we can just see he's just assembling the pieces.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
And Isaiah scoops. There it is. Game 1 goes to Ping Zhao. Unbelievable, Tom. 2 mind controls.
How do you out 2 BLS?
So we saw 1 for
2
1
Colossus is double mind.
and mind controls. That game took me back. And
And
2
Scapegoat.
and 2 Blackluster soldiers.
Scapegoat?
Scapegoat.
Scapegoat's the oldest out of all of those, I think.
All of the retro cards. I think the crowd particularly enjoyed that mind control play.
One
and
of
the
my
second
friends
draw
told me
was-
something pretty funny. He said he's really upset everyone plays Scapegoat now because people like to play the old format decks.
Yep.
And people like to have their max rarity old format decks. But because Scapegoat's such a popular card, if you want to get a max rarity Scapegoat, it's like really expensive.
I can imagine.
You can't
Yu-Gi-Oh's
get
been
his
around
max
a long
rarity
time.
Scapegoats anymore.
It's been around a long time. It's 20 years.
I have heard players as well. Some players like to max rare their decks, but max raring the Thunder Dragon deck is basically impossible because of the gold sarcophagus.
The gold sarcophagus.
Yeah, so the max rarity gold sarcophagus is the SJC prize card.
Of course,
version.
a very popular prize
And
card.
3
from-
copies of that might set you back a little bit.
I can imagine so. You would need to win you would need to be one of the SJCS winners from
Yep.
back in the day.
And some players were also including the other new prize card, Chaos Emperor Dragon.
That is a very
You could run like multiple prize cards in your
in this
Thunder
current
Dragon
Thunder
deck,
Dragon deck. Wow.
just to be flashy.
So game 1, Ping takes the matchup. We're expecting Isai to go first, right?
We are.
And
Wait,
what are
Ping-
we thinking?
Oh my god. Ping's side deck is very, very, very prepared. He is siding 3 Dimensional Barrier and 3 Forbidden Apocrypha. He's really prepared.
He's
to play
ready for this
Thunder Dragon
matchup,
deck.
right? So do we feel
Isaiah's-
that's going to stand him in good stead, or
Yeah, those are powerful cards. Isaiah's got 3 copies. I'm going to guess that's enemy controller, but it's always hard to tell. I'm guessing the Denko might find its way in. He's also got 3 copies of Suravis, the Ancient Undescended.
do you feel like Denka would be the go-to play?
I mean, Trickstar's a deck that can choose to include lots of trap cards. There's only one Trickstar trap card, which is, there is only one Trickstar trap card, but it can run lots of other trap cards. Ping is running no other trap cards, so maybe not so much. I mean, it does shut off the Scapegoat as well. He doesn't know if his opponent is running the Sky Striker package, which Ping is. So I guess we'll find out.
Well, we're just about ready for game 2. They've just shaken hands and then moving into drawing their starting hands.
So yeah, my guess is we'll see
I can see
Isaiah
I can see
going
quite
first.
clearly Instant Fusion in his hand. He's going to be. It looks like he's drawn a.
I'm seeing a Soul Charge. Can you see
Is
the
it Soul Charge or is it Gold? It's definitely Soul
It's
Charge.
Soul Charge, yeah. Soul Charge, Suravis, Instant Fusion.
Dragon Hawk.
I want to say Dragon Hawk and Dragon Dark.
We-
Did I get that out before the guys on the app did?
I think you did.
I think
Tom.
it's less impressive if I get it out after, because then I could just read it.
So we see a copy of Evenly Matched, Cyber Dragon, Trickstar Light Stage, Widow Anchor, and
I feel like Ping could have actually
Candina.
sided in his entire side deck if he'd wanted to.
And would that serve him well,
I
or
mean,
is there anything in there
no,
that he
not
does?
really.
Okay.
But I mean, almost everything could come in. I mean, maybe not the twin twisters and the shared rides, but the Cyber Dragon, the Forbidden Apocrypha, the evenly matched, and the dimensional barrier.
Have you ever done that at a tournament? Have
Sided
you ever
my
sided
whole
in your
side deck.
entire side deck for a match?
There was a time I used to be a fan of siding like conversion side decks. You could play like one deck and then side into another. That used to be really cool.
And it would allow you to play a second deck, which would just
Yeah.
completely throw your opponent.
But I don't really think you can do that anymore in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because
No?
you might side into a slightly different strategy, but the thing is, the engines in the decks are so big that you can't side out an old engine and put in a new engine with 15 cards.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday. One of the decks that we featured had something like 30 cards of one archetype, wasn't it? Danger. And I mean, that's an impressive amount of cards of one archetype. That's considerable.
I mean, Danger can have up to, there's 8 Danger monsters now at the moment, so you can have up to 24. But the thing is, they all do the same thing, so you can make your deck so incredibly consistent.
Okay.
You know, you've got 24 cards which do the same thing, or up to 24.
So we see that one Titan fusion monster on the field already for Asaya.
So far, yeah. I think we'll
He's
see a few more.
He's really processing what he can do with his hand. He was having a deep thought there. And how's Ping feeling over there, Tom? Is that starting hand good for him?
Yes. I think evenly matched is that card you want to see in your first time going second. Interestingly enough, Soul Charge, when your opponent is running, when you're running Trickstars, seeing that Soul Charge might allow you to steal games. There aren't really, like, having your opponent play the Soul Charge, that is. There aren't really that many decks where you think, I really want my opponent to play Soul Charge here, but
Ping...
Trickstar is a deck that can, like, inflict little bits of damage, and it
Yep.
might be able to... Most decks require control of the board to do damage. Most decks just do damage by attacking, right? But Trickstar is a deck that can do damage with, like, Lilybell, it can do damage with Licorice, it can do damage with Candina.
Yep.
So it might be...
And it will just chip away at the outstanding damage if Asaya overcommits, because we've already seen the instant fusion. If he were to Soul Charge, say, 3 or 4 monsters...
I mean, he is almost certainly going to do that, and then the Soul Charge getting hit by the evenly matched shuts it off. So it might be that Ping can steal this game even against a very powerful play of Soul Charge. I mean, to be fair, Isaiah doesn't have to commit to the Soul Charge. He could play the more conservative line.
2 or 3.
Yeah, so he could just end with, like, or he could just leave the Soul Charge in his hand, summon a second copy of the Fusion Monster Colossus, and then he knows he's got the one negation, one way to protect it with the Cerebus in hand.
I'm sorry, Tom, but I have to bring Colossus up. I'm a huge fan of the Thunder Dragons.
I quite like the picture.
Yeah, it's impressive, isn't it? As I said, I was a big fan of the old Thunder Dragon.
I think Ping is actually going to look at that and be quite happy. Because that Soul Charge is just going to put some more monsters on the field, and it doesn't matter how many monsters your opponent has on the field when you play evenly matched. They only have one at the end. It banishes the Thunder Dragon monsters, however, it does banish them face down, which means that they don't get their effects if there were the regular ones. So no banished face down card can activate its effect. Did you know there is one Yu-Gi-Oh card which can activate its effect when it is returned to the deck?
Oh, I think I know this, Tom.
It's a very old card. I can't even remember its name.
It's a very old card.
I don't even know what it does. I just know there's one card which activates when it's returned to the deck. Because basically every other Yu-Gi-Oh... It's back in the day when they printed cards before, like, they had established that no cards could be activated from the deck. But
and we see the crowd just responding yet again to Ping drawing the mind control from the top of his deck. So it's deja vu for Ping there.
He doesn't even need the mind control.
But still...
He's got the evenly matched.
And he plays that evenly matched.
Who
And he's
needs mind
looking
control?
across at Isaiah now.
Isaiah's not going to be happy with that. He's going to be left with but one Thunder Dragon Colossus before he had 3. So I think, has he just got the one Cerebus left in hand?
It looks like... Does he have the Dragon Matrix still in hand? I thought he was shuffling, but I'm not sure.
I think he's used the Soul Charge. He might very well have the Dragon Matrix in his hand.
Well, for sure, he only has one of those Thunder Dragon fusion monsters on the field still.
Yeah, so Ping's got to decide whether it's worth dealing with it now, which it probably is. I think he'll go with the Mind Control first of all.
Will he summon the Cyber Dragon here first?
No. So Cyber Dragon is used just to link up into the... not link, fuse, contact fuse with Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon.
Okay.
It can only do that with monsters in the extra deck.
Okay.
So there's no real... I mean, he might use it now, I guess, because... So he's now... I mean, the Mind Control was the preferred method of outing the Colossus, because you can take it and then you can link it. Widow Anchor just negates its effect.
Yep. So he's turned off Colossus.
So he's turned
effect.
it off. It's much easier to get rid of it when it's on your side of the field. You can just link someone with it. But when he's turned off its effect, he then has to destroy it otherwise, which is a little bit annoying.
So he goes looking for that additional Trickstar card.
Yeah. So
now
he now wants to use the Cyber Dragon. So before, if he'd been able to use the Mind Control, he could just summon a monster and link away with it. But now he's going to need more link materials on the field, which is why he's decided to use it now. So my guess is that Reincarnation is going to be used as discard fodder, maybe just for a Nightmare Cerberus. So now he'll have... I'd say he's reasonably happily set up now. So that's been negated.
Was very swift, yeah.
And Isaiah can certainly draw. That is a very good draw.
He drew Gold Sarcophagus,
yeah.
didn't he?
Gold Sarcophagus can activate any Thunder Dragon monster in his deck. Pretty crazy.
So that seems to be... Is that going to keep him in the game?
Yes, I would say so. So he's got... So he can banish a Thunder Dragon Dark to add a Thunder Dragon Fusion. So he's used all of his Thunder Dragon Colossuses. But with Thunder Dragon Fusion, you can put one back. Or in fact, you can put more than one back. Which is pretty good.
Isaiah should be very happy right now.
Oh, yes. I mean, there were a number of decent draws. He basically needed to... No, I think it was almost exactly that. That was definitely the best draw.
The best one.
Or maybe a BLS.
There's a little bit of talk going on at the table. Just making sure...
Yeah. So my guess the line he will want to take is that one. But he's taken a slightly different line. Banishing the Raw to summon the Dark. I mean, he is going to need to resolve a Thunder Dragon Fusion at this point. Because otherwise he's not going to have any copies of Colossus in his extra deck. Because he used all three.
So let's see what he does. That's the Dragon Matrix.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred the...
He's having a think, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not sure. It doesn't look convincing at this point.
Now he's not going to... I don't know if he's going to be able to get out Thunder Dragon Colossus now. Oh yeah, he is. Okay. That's fine.
And we can see Ping just looking on. Does he have any cards in his hand? He has one card in his hand. That's the Candina.
Yeah. That Candina won't do much if Isaiah can end with a Colossus. So
looks like
it's almost certainly got to be the Thunder Dragon Fusion because he's used almost all of his Thunder Dragon monsters from the extra deck. This can put one of them back. But two of the Colossuses were banished face down, so they can no longer be used as fusion materials for the Thunder Dragon Fusion.
And there was no hesitation there. He goes straight to the fusion card.
So yeah, he's got to put back that Colossus. Other than that, maybe the Titan makes some amount of sense, and the... I don't know, it's
and
up
what's
to him,
Ping
really.
Thinking now, Tom?
I think he knows he's got it.
He's up against it here. The momentum is
definitely
in Isaiah's favour, right?
I mean, you feel a little bit sad when you're kind of ahead. You had a fairly big swing turn, and then your opponent draws a card to get out of it. Because he knew Isaiah's only card in hand was the Thunder Dragon Matrix, and off that one draw, he's now going to turn that sort of innocuous 500 attack point monster.
Yep. And I saw Ping congratulate Isaiah, saying, "Great top deck." So yeah, he definitely acknowledged the draw there.
Yeah.
And he's just re-looking through that graveyard. What's going through his mind? Is he seeing another type?
I think there's no other line. There's just tribute that some Summer Summoner into a Thunder Dragon Colossus and carry on and then attack. Hopefully he will be cognizant of putting the Thunder Dragon... okay. I'm not. Oh, he's not used a Thunder Monster from his hand. Aha. So he can't do that yet. So he can use the Matrix from his hand now.
So he punches through with some Summer Summoner. And
so yeah, if he'd used the Thunder Dragon Matrix from his hand, he could have. He still can use the Matrix from his hand. But I think it would make more sense to have used it during the battle phase if that was his plan to use it. Or in fact before the battle phase, because he could then trigger Titan and pop the Cerberus and do a little bit more damage. But it looks like he's choosing to keep the Matrix in his hand for his opponent's next turn to trigger a Titan.
Yep.
Honestly, I would rather have had the Colossus on the field. He knows his opponent's got Candina in hand.
And what is Ping drawn into there?
Forbidden Apocrypha. Forbidden Apocrypha was a card that saw a lot of play during Zoo format, when people were running, so it was used to send multiple Zodiac XYZ monsters.
Those Zodiac monsters.
They were pretty good. But now, well, it's going to be used to send multiple fusion monsters to the graveyard. I'm guessing
just looking on. What's he thinking now? Is he thinking about whether or not he should have activated, should have summoned the Colossus?
He's got the interruption in his hand in the form of using the Matrix to trigger the Titan, but I don't really see the point of that because he's got Ping's got a copy of Reincarnation in his graveyard anyway, so if he pops a monster, then he'll just bring it back. So I don't really see it doing all that much. So he's just gonna have to let it through.
So he takes the damage.
Lilybell, bring back the Licorice. Yes, this is a little bit awkward here. I would much rather have had the Colossus on the board. I mean, granted, he would have got burned out by Ping's top deck, but that he knew Ping's only card was Candina. I mean, he's in a better position now. Well, he's probably not, 'cause he's probably going to try and make a fusion monster anyway. And as soon as he does that, he's going to get completely blown out by this Forbidden Apocrypha. But he might be able to destroy the Forbidden Apocrypha before fusion summoning. Or he can destroy the Apocrypha in the end phase. Are they confirming life points?
I'm not sure. Ping's just thinking something through.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So the effect of Thunder Dragon Titan only works. It has to be used directly in response to the effect of a Thunder Dragon monster in the hand, or maybe just a Thunder monster in the hand. So if you chain a card to the Thunder monster in the hand, then you can't then use the Thunder Dragon Titan. Sorry, I was just off put there by that draw of Thunder Dragon, which is completely insane.
Yep.
Because it pops 2 cards. That's an amazing draw.
And you can see again Ping acknowledging the draw.
That's a really
There's
powerful
a little
draw
bit of
right there.
Little bit of banter there back and forth between the pair.
I don't know. Yeah, so if he doesn't destroy this set Apocrypha, he's going to be in for a nasty surprise at some point.
And is that a pretty much foregone conclusion? Do you think he will target the face down?
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't target it first if you were going to target it. So maybe he won't. I mean, maybe he will now. I mean, I suppose if you destroy the Licorice first, then you don't take any damage. But Ping's got the opportunity to prevent this working the second time by using the Reincarnation and doing some damage.
So Ping's pretty well set up to deal with this, it seems.
Yeah. It's a bit like do you remember watching the Paleozoic deck? So people would often try and chain things to trap cards in order to prevent the Paleozoic trap cards from...
Because the Paleozoic trap cards need to be activated in response to...
Yeah, so it's exactly like this situation here. The Titan needs to be chained in response. But no, that Thunder Dragon fusion was a very good draw. I'm guessing, he should be searching a Thunder Dragon Hawk. And Ping's attempt to protect his Forbidden Apocrypha may be in vain here. Because he's got yet another chance to trigger the Titan.
So again, it swings back and forth, it seems, this game.
I mean, that draw was a really powerful draw. It just allowed him to... It basically just replaced itself and then destroyed... Well, it's forced out two interruptions from Ping. destroyed one card and made him chain that reincarnation.
And
But
he's
yeah.
there.
If Isaiah does not destroy this face down, he is going to get completely blown out by it. So it's up to him now. And he has done so, yeah.
And what's he thinking right now? You could see Ping's reaction there. He's
Ping, you know, that's a real old school, like, here's my trap card, is he going to walk into it kind of
situation.
Yeah.
Might have Mirror Force, Tom. I might not have Mirror Force.
Might have a Mirror Force. I mean, Mirror Force not so strong against these Thunder Dragon
no,
monsters.
but I was more in regards to your reference.
Yeah.
So it seems his eye is building up again.
He definitely is.
And he's just having a thought
So
as
that
to what's his next play.
can turn into a Colossus now. I'm pretty sure he put one back in his extra deck. And he's used at least one Thunder Dragon monster effect in his hand, which is the effect of the summoning condition for Colossus. So...
And he's got a smile on his face, so he's feeling good.
He's feeling good.
Ping's very calm on the other side of the table.
Our timer appears to have gone a little bit wrong. Yeah. Do we know why it's at 38 minutes?
I'm not sure, but the judges will be made aware.
Ping just double checking.
And there we have it.
One of the... Well, I don't know if it's an issue, but it's a factor when you go to a YCS in Europe, is that people come up with different language cards.
Yeah, it's very common that you need to be able to provide a translation of the cards you're playing.
I mean, we're lucky because we speak English, and I think you have to have... It has to just be in English, right?
Agreed.
But yeah, if you're... I mean, fortunately, we've got judges on hand.
Yep, we have lots of talented linguists.
Oh yeah, there are judges who can speak multiple languages.
We have,
as well.
I can think of 2 or 3 of them that can speak about 4 or 5 languages. So yeah, they're extremely talented judges. Not only do they have to maintain these events and maintain the game states of all the matches taking place, they also bring to the table this varied skills of languages, and yeah, it's quite something.
So it looks a little bit like Isaiah might be able to swing for Ping's remaining life points if he's got another Thunder Dragon Titan in his extra deck. I'm not sure whether one got banished face down, but I don't think it did. So if
they're just talking about it now.
If it didn't, what he can do now is fuse away the Colossus and put the Colossus along with 2 Thunder Dragon. Oh, Thunder Dragon Fusion. Can Thunder Dragon Fusion actually fuse with monsters on the all field? You have to hold it, do you? There you go. Among your cards on the field, yeah, so I think he missed a trick there. So he could have fused away the Colossus along with 2 copies of Thunder Dragon from his deck for another Titan, from his graveyard for another Titan, and then he could have activated the Thunder Dragons one at a time to trigger the Titans to destroy Ping's monsters on the field. And then swing for a game. But now
so
Ping
will that change this outcome, do you think? Will it be significant enough to take...
Yes, because Ping's going to win now.
And he's motioning. It looks like he has. Besides thinking about what's going on right now. And there's the handshake. Yeah. Ping 2-0 against the Thunder Dragons and the Trickstar deck.
He's done very well to steal that from a potentially difficult matchup.
And there it is. Let's talk about it in the post-match analysis. What a great match, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Just the sheer cards like Mind Control, Scapegoat,
that
Gold
first game
Sarcophagus.
was just nuts.
Unbelievable. That second copy top deck for Ping. And you could just see him playing through the board.
Taking 2 BLS to banish 2 of your opponent's monsters.
It was quite something. Quite something. And I think there was an acknowledgement of respect on the other side of the table as well. Isaiah was he quite clearly knew that Ping had made that top deck, but then in game 2, the Gold Sarcophagus top deck for Isaiah.
He top decked very well. He did have the opportunity to swing for game. But I mean, it was difficult to see. You have to fuse away your own on-field fusion monster in order to do so.
But the Thunder Dragon as well, when
Yeah.
he had an opportunity to really push back and try and rebuild the momentum into his favour, it was quite a back and forth game, that second game.
Yeah, it was very close.
You mentioned some...
saw the soul charge there. So what Trickstars can do, which other decks can't, is push through damage in situations where they don't have control of the board. So Ping very much did not have control of the board at the end. But his opponent was only on 2,000 life points, and a Lilybell in hand with a Licorice engraved can do 2,000 damage.
Yeah, you mentioned there were some things that perhaps could have been done differently.
I think that it was a fairly difficult play to spot, but if he'd spotted it, then yes, he could have won the game the turn previously and stopped that from happening. Yeah.
So Ping Zhao, our former YCS winner, he must be extremely happy. It's some years ago since he won that YCS, but 2-0 against the Thunder Dragon matchup with that Trickstar build,
he's got to be chuffed with that.
Would he have said? Would you have
Dragons.
said from the beginning of the match that Ping would take that game,
No.
that matchup?
No.
It was clearly in favour of the Thunder Dragon
yeah,
deck.
definitely.
But Ping somehow brings it home, and he is almost ready to talk to us on the feature match area. I would like to say it is really nice to see how the interactions between the player was in that match. Ping and Isaiah were talking to each other quite a lot, and that is great to see at this level when you're in the
like
top 16.
Really friendly, yeah.
It's unbelievably friendly, but it's so good to see at this level when you're playing against another player in the top 16 of a YCS, and it's a great sight
Great
to see.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, let's take you over to our top 16 match winner, Ping Zhao. He's standing by with Oliver Gurman. Let's head to the feature match area.
Yeah, we're back on the main event stage. We got Ping Zhao. What a match! We were looking at that, and at first it seemed like this was not your most favoring matchup, basically. And you just tore through that. What happened?
Well, game one, I had the mind control. Then when he made the giant field, all it means I just have to kill him on the backswing. Opening 2 scapegoat really helped as well.
Yeah, you could hear the crowd going nuts for you. What did that affect you in any way?
I can't believe I heard the crowd over those white noises, but that was amazing. Thank you, everyone.
Give it up for Ping, maybe, guys. Now they're a bit quieter than before. They need you to play cards to be really excited about this match. All right, you're now in the top 8 again for the second time that I'm doing coverage. I'm not sure how many times you did it in between. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good.
Still feeling very good.
Well, I always feel relaxed. It's to the end of the day, it's a nice casual game. Top 8 is great. Top 4 is better. Top 2 is pretty fantastic, but I'm just feeling the way it is.
Right. Why did you decide on the deck that you're playing for this weekend? Because we haven't seen that much Trickstar this weekend.
Do you want the truth, or do you want my version of the fabricated truth?
Let's go with the truth and nothing but the truth.
Okay. So the truth is, I've been playing this deck for a very long time. I had very good success with Euros and National with this deck. Then Thunder Dragon came out. I was really debating whether to switch Thunder Dragon or not. But then it occurred to me that if I can kill Thunder Dragon on the backswing using as many steal your monster put onto my side as possible, then I can potentially just completely negate if they have 3 negates.
You definitely made a very strong case in our feature match just now. All right. Can you think back of the days when you started playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes, I can.
What was that like?
I summon my Dark Magician, I'll equip it with Axe of Despair, and I'll attack over your blue eye.
All right. And how did you make the transition, like from getting started to basically becoming a YCS champion?
It's been quite a long journey. And I guess the transition is when I started going to university. Well, sorry, before that, when I started roughly about 16, and then I discovered there was a game store down in St. Austell. I'm not allowed to mention the name, am I?
You are 100% allowed.
So shout out here to Vinny Gardner. I played at his store for a very long time. That's where I learned how to play the game on a competitive level.
Right.
Then I went to university, met a group of guys from Area 51, who are most of them are here today. And then we got more and more competitive, got better and better as a group. In fact, to be honest, it might not look like it, but I'm actually quite old. So So I watched quite a few of my four kids grow up. In fact, quite a few of them are actually here, top 32 with me.
How do you feel about your chances right now of winning this event?
I guess it's, wait, there's 8 players left, right?
Yeah.
So 1 in 8 chance?
Okay, yeah, ever the mathematician. All right, just another question, because I've seen you play, how many times did you end up in the timeout this weekend? Because it seems like you're lightning fast.
0. The deck does not go into time. The deck is just trying to set my up. Give me as many monsters as you can, and I'm going to take them and kill you.
All right, guys. So this is one of our top 8 competitors. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
We now got Luke on the other side of this gigantic stage, and he's going to introduce you to a couple more top 8 players. So let's head over to the other side.